Today we are taking a deep dive into the 2025 KTM 390 Adventure X, KTM's entry-level adventure machine that brings rugged capability at an affordable price. But this year it's got some key updates, so what's changed? What's the same, and is this the right adventure bike for you? Let's find out. Now let's talk about the biggest updates KTM has brought to the 2025 Adventure 390X. First up, the engine. This year KTM has updated the motor through a 399cc LC4C single cylinder engine. It's lighter, smoother and delivers 46 PS at 8500 rpm. With 39 Nm of torque at 6500 rpm, the power band feels more refined and acceleration is slightly better than before. Another big change is the all-new 5-inch TFT color display. Unlike the older basic LCD screens, this new setup is clearer, adapts to lighting conditions and adds smartphone connectivity. And finally, KTM has added some extra tech. You now get quick shifter plus from smooth clutchless shifts and ride-by-wire for a more precise throttle response. These are great additions for both highway and off-roading. Suspension wise, the WP Apex 43mm USD forks now offer 200mm of travel, while the rear monoshock gets 205mm of travel with preload adjustability. This setup gives a nice balance between comfort and control, and while riding I could definitely feel that. And even the ride-by-wire throttle was too good, the response was very quick, I could feel it in my hands. Now if you're wondering, does the 2025 Adventure X look different? Not really, it retains that aggressive rally-inspired design KTM is known for, with a sharp beak-like front end and a tall stance and purposeful bodywork. A much-needed physical appearance change on the 390X makes it look like it was built for the Dakar. You still get a 19-inch front and 17-inch rear alloy wheels with tubeless tires, making it a great on-road performer while being capable of handling light off-road trails. The new TFT display is a welcome upgrade, but unlike the standard 390 Adventure, the X variant still doesn't get a fancy electronic like traction control or riding modes. However, it does retain switchable ABS, which is great if you're riding off-road and want some rear wheel control. And I had so much fun riding this motorcycle off-road and drifting it. It was so good. It was in my control. I loved that part that I could easily maneuver this motorcycle and do the maneuvers that I wanted while riding this motorcycle on the dirt, and it felt very nimble and agile, and it felt like I was totally in control of the motorcycle. Controls are quite simple and easy to use. The new quick shifter plus makes a noticeable difference in how smoothly the bike shifts, especially in city riding and on the highways. Now let's get to the heart of the motorcycle, the performance. How does this 390X perform? First, right off the bat, I felt that the motorcycle was, even though it was refined, it still had vibrations and it felt raw, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing because I like the rawness. I like little bit of vibrations. At around 5000 rpms itself, you can feel the vibrations a little bit heavier on your hands and the handlebars and the tank as well. So that might be disturbing for a few people, but I like that rawness. The motorcycle was refined yet very, very raw. When you open the throttle, you can feel the rawness. The 390cc single cylinder engine is the same unit from the standard 390 Adventure, meaning you get plenty of torque for highway cruising and quick overtakes. It felt like a 390, typical KTM's 390 engine, so there was no doubt about the performance, the overtaking, the quick acceleration, the explosiveness of this rocket engine. The WP Apex suspension soaks up bumps well, and with the improved travel in 2025, it feels even more planted on rough roads. That's what I was talking about. You feel completely in control. However, the adjustability is somewhat limited compared to the higher end version of this motorcycle. Ergonomically, it's very comfortable. The seat height is now 825mm. I'm 5'4", and for me it wasn't hard, but I couldn't plant my feet totally on the ground, so I had to tiptoe with this motorcycle. But if you lack experience, I guess that will be a bit of a problem for you while riding this motorcycle. It is, yes, 5 lower than before, making it slightly easier to get on and off. But I had trouble even putting on the side stand for that instance. Of course, while riding it and doing the maneuvers, if you are experienced, I guess that won't be a problem for you. So, the 2025 KTM Adventure X is worth it well if you're looking for an adventure bike with solid highway performance capabilities, an off-road handling and a lightweight chassis, which it definitely was. It's still one of the best in the segment, and with this year's updates, especially the TFT display, the quick shifter and the refined engine, KTM has made it an even bigger deal. Now, talking about the engine's heat, in a slow moving traffic, I could definitely feel a lot of heat from the engine. Given that this is a liquid cooled engine, I would expect better work, but I could feel the heat very well on my foot, so that was a bit disappointing. The low set exhaust pipes, the underbelly exhaust unit, might confuse you as to this being an adventure motorcycle and how would this work, but KTM has done an excellent job in packing and sealing the exhaust pipe well. They say that, and it's proven also, that if you take this motorcycle for water wading, the water does not enter the exhaust pipes because the pressure and the seals are done well, so there won't be any water entering into your engine or your exhaust pipes. Something I really loved about this motorcycle is, like the bigger bikes like a Transat 750, this motorcycle gets really tall windshield, which was perfect. It blocked all the wind blast on my way, so I could easily cruise, and this will be very helpful when you're on long rides, when you're cruising at high speeds. You don't feel the wind much, it doesn't make your body fatigue easily, so that is a very good thing, and I like that a lot about this motorcycle. This motorcycle, the 390X, comes at 3.6 lakh, which is excellent pricing. I really think it's worth the money. It's worth every rupee because you have such amazing capability on and off road. The power, the performance, and definitely the looks are very appealing. So the 3 lakh mark is a very good price point for this motorcycle, and this motorcycle comes in two colors, which is electronic orange and the dark galvano black. In the end, once again, KTM this year also have surprised us with an excellent motorcycle with amazing capabilities, with amazing features which are worth the price, and even the pricing is on point with this motorcycle. And the design, I really love the new design of this motorcycle compared to the older one. This one is way ahead of the older one, so I really love the design most of all in this motorcycle. So again, this year KTM has done it. They've given us a really good adventure motorcycle. New roads have opened on this motorcycle. Every ditch, every pothole, every speed breaker that you try to avoid on your regular motorcycle, this motorcycle you will not have to avoid any of those. It's perfect for long rides, although city commuting would not be that comfortable in this motorcycle because it has really wide handlebars and it's a pretty big motorcycle, and it's not so easy to maneuver in slow moving traffic and split through motorcycles and go. So in that aspect, I would say that this is more of a long ride motorcycle than city use, so it wouldn't make sense to get this motorcycle for a city use. If you're planning on using this motorcycle for your long rides, going on trips, then this is a perfect motorcycle. If you are a beginner, I must say that the power will definitely be overwhelming for you to handle this motorcycle, so I would prefer you to go for a much smaller motorcycle in terms of the cubic capacity, but otherwise it's very lightweight and easy to handle. And if you have a grasp of the power in the palm of your hands, then you can go for this motorcycle. So let me know what you think about this motorcycle in the comments. I will see you in another video. Until then, keep watching the Vintage Bike.